Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. But just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game. And we got a great one in store, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Fields passing on the first play from scrimmage. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on second down.
Here's Hurts to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And Goedert going to have an Eagles first down as the tackle made at the 18. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Second down, here's Hurts. Quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Hey, Silver.
Throwing is Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, Eagles. Devontae Smith from 10 yards out. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of the ball game, how about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. By rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Fields. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. To throw is Fields. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And partner, I think this is what long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bears are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. But right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like, oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. Touchdown, Philadelphia. DeAndre Swift, 30 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So much talk this week on the other side about slowing him down, coming off that great performance, NFC Offensive Player of the Week last week. But long touchdown run there, nobody was stopping it.
Yeah, good luck for that, because that was an explosive run. You know, in the NFL, they describe that as any run over 10 yards. Some teams say 15. He went over 20-plus on that one.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. Touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in a mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Sidney Brown with it. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Elliott on for the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Fields now to throw. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. His first half struggles continue. He has yet to complete a pass. Hard to believe.
It is, because I don't see anything wrong with him physically. Maybe he's a little amped up to begin with. Would have thought he would have settled down by now. I think someone's got to get in his ear, got to be a psychologist a little bit, and get it back on track.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Fields. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And here's Rodgers on the return. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Now an option play on 2nd down. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chicago. Travis Homer, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the 1st quarter. That was an important response for them to score, already down 21.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Score Eagles 21, Bears 7. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. A pretty wild 1st quarter. 21-7, our score.
Bears 7.
Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. And he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Give him credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stop the run and then executed.
From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Hey, 73.
Hurts. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 25-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now Hurts going to keep it running left. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They'll set up to throw. Hurts fumbles it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays.
And now here is another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones. And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 71 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. Here's 2nd and 3. They go play action with Hurts. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, 31 yards. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Here we go, Spike.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Back to throw, Fields.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
Now the ball comes loose.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
94 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
On the option left, it's Hurts.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
On 2nd down, Swift.
And he stopped immediately there. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
3rd and 4.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. This is a 26-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Well, Fletcher Cox, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and another sack to his ledger there. And this offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
Carlos Santos to kick off for Chicago.
A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Second and 6. On the end around, here comes Smith. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Swift going to try up the middle. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now 2nd and 9.
A pitch out to Swift here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 122 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Once again, it's Swift. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. A handoff. Swift running to the left.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts.
He's going deep for Brown.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 30.
63.
Back to the running game with Swift.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now back to throw. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That's good for 28 yards.
Swift trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1.
One more time with Swift.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable. And you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
They'll run with Swift.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
DeAndre Swift
with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Meanwhile, Fields throw there, complete to Mooney. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now it's Fields. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion brings us 1 snap closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. To the air again, Fields. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They snap it to Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Eagles defense able to hold. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the 1st down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time...
Oh, an absolutely filthy jerk. He's got some space now. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back that feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
Penny, a 1st down carry, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
This is Swift on the counter. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 20-yard line. 160 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Swift. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Go.
Here's Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. On play action, Fields. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he did not reel it in.
And this is a situation where as a head coach you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play that goes by the wayside.
And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 44. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Third and 2. To throw is Fields. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have the Bears first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Fields. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
Fields on first down. Touchdown, Bears! Chase Claypool from 17 yards out. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have all but booked their ticket to the NFC Championship game next weekend, and they'll look to finish things off here now in this fourth quarter. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And they take a knee. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.